Hi everybody, welcome back to Quarantine Cooking with Carolyn. Today I'm going to show you how to make a lemon chicken with mushrooms, and we're going to do it all on the stovetop in a skillet, which will minimize the amount of heat that goes into the house and into the kitchen for these extra hot days that we've been having. Somebody told me that we've had over 60 days above 90 degrees here in Colorado, which is quite a lot for us. So let's go ahead and get started. Now, as ever, I'm going to show you the recipe with 2 people, 2 servings, but at the end of the video, I will give you a standard recipe for 4. So some of the measurements that I'm using might be a little off from what you see at the end of the video. So just keep that in mind. Now, to get started with our lemon chicken, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to pound your chicken breasts to an even thinness. Now, you can buy the already pounded, the chicken, what are they called? Fillets. You can buy the fillets and just skip this step entirely. Now, if you watched my video some months back about hints and tips that I showed you, one of the things I showed you was when you buy big packages of meat, I personally like to portion them into different packages that make it more better for Gary and I to eat. So what I usually do is I portion everything, usually in 2s, into like these wax paper bags that usually come in cereals or crackers and that kind of thing. And I just put them away, and when I need them, I pull them out. This serves a couple of different purposes. One is, first of all, it gives an extra layer of protection in the freezer. So you wrap it in the wax paper bag, then you put it in aluminum foil, and then you put it in the freezer. And I actually put it in a Ziploc in addition. So I really got 3 layers of protection against any kind of freezer burn. Then it also is nice if you have to pound your chicken breast like I do today, but you can just leave it in there. You can pound out all your frustrations and not have to waste another, wax paper, plastic wrap, something like that. The last benefit to doing this is when you come home from work and you realize, gee, I forgot to take something out of the freezer. If you've just wrapped it in aluminum foil, getting it into the microwave can be a little bit difficult. So if you have this first, you can take the aluminum foil off, pop it in the microwave, defrost it, and off you go, which is exactly what I did today, by the way. So couple of hints and tips. Save these bags because they really do help quite a bit. Now, moving right along, I'm recycling again with a vegetable bag, and to this I'm adding about 3 tablespoons or so of flour, about 1/8 of a teaspoon of salt and pepper each, 1/8 of a teaspoon of paprika, and 1/4 of a teaspoon of garlic powder. I'm just going to mix that up a little bit, and then I'm going to add my chicken breasts, 1 or 2 at a time. If you are using a vegetable bag like I am, you want to make sure that you seal it up pretty well at the top. Make sure you don't have any open holes or you'll end up with flour all over your kitchen. So just like that. Then behind me, while I'm shaking here, I'm going to talk about the skillet a little. I've got the skillet. I've sprayed it with olive oil cooking spray. I've added 2 teaspoons of olive oil and 1 teaspoon of butter. So my chicken breasts have cooked. I've done them about 3 or 4 minutes on each side. I've removed them to a plate, and I'm going to cover them to keep them warm. And you can just use a lid or some aluminum foil, works great. Now, to the same skillet, I'm going to add about 4 ounces of mushrooms. Now that's about half of this carton. And I just buy mine pre-sliced. It's worth a little bit of extra money, and it just saves you a lot of time. And at this point, you can add a little bit more butter or olive oil if you think you need it. And I'm just going to add just a touch. And we're going to let these cook for about 3 or 4 minutes. We're going to saute them. And then I'm going to add 4 green onions and let that cook another minute. So the mushrooms have cooked and for about 4 minutes. I've added the green onions. Another minute's gone by. And we're now going to add 2 tablespoons of either some Marsala wine, some white wine, or if you don't want wine, a little chicken broth will work just the same. Additionally, we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. And I like to squeeze this right through my hands and let the juice kind of squeeze through. And the reason for that, if you like it extra lemony, you can do the whole lemon. And the reason for that is, let me show you, it catches all the pits, all the seeds. So that is that. And that will take about a minute just to saute up here and stir it up. And then we're going to add the chicken breasts back to the pan. Oops, let me get these tongs working here. There we go. These tongs have kind of a locking feature on them, and it's really kind of a pain. So there we go, and we're just going to let that cook for about a minute, just to let the chicken kind of warm through. I'm even going to turn it over once. And then we're just going to put it on the plate, spoon the mushrooms and onions over it, and that little bit of sauce. And that's all there is to this, guys. So give this a try. I know you've got this.